Hello, everybody. This is Coach D with TackleTrading.com, here to give you your market opening bell as we head into Tuesday the 20th. Quickly, testimonials, what love them. Appreciate all the awesome positive feedback that we got from you guys. Fantastic. Absolutely. If you haven't had a chance to read the newsletter, please do. Some very pertinent information in there. Let's start out in the Trade Center and talk a little bit about what's coming up this week. We look at the economic calendar. And again, with Martin Luther King Day, hopefully you all enjoyed the holiday and that you took a moment to reflect upon the contributions of Dr. Martin Luther King. Let's start out with that economic calendar. And it's not a very busy week in the economic news. No major news events scheduled. I mean, housing starts and jobless claims and existing home sales, yeah, those aren't huge deals, but we want to make sure we pay attention to them. One of the things that's not on the economic calendar that we need to consider is the State of the Union address. Now, obviously, that's going to be done when the markets are closed, but that could affect the markets a little bit. So kind of be aware of that. Now, as we drop out, I wanted to take a moment and look at the broad market. And here I've got the S&P on a weekly time frame. And on the weekly time frame, we can definitely say, well, the market's still in an upward trend. We have higher highs and higher lows. That is definitely the M, but it's really would have to break down below that support zone in order for the double top, the M for murder, to really be of significant reversal concern. So let's drop down into the daily time frame, and this is a little bit about what I talked about in the newsletter. In addition to some of the technicals, we want to make sure you go have a chance to read the newsletter and understand some of the fundamentals behind the market. But here it's kind of a double top into a head and shoulders. Here's kind of your general neckline. That $2,000 mark's pretty big, and there's definitely all the signs that could lead to the reversal to the downside. We're seeing a little bit heavier volume, but I want to also note here that we've got that bullish engulfing candlestick that came in, and I'm going to go ahead and drop into a live action chart right now, heading into the market open. And as you look at that, we've got partial session data here from Martin Luther King days that opened, and then here heading into the open. This is a couple hours before the opening bell, kind of in the middle of the night as I'm recording this, and you can see that activity's there. Markets have drifted upward just a little bit, but obviously on really inconsequential volume there. Kind of what I'd point out here is that there's still this downward lower high pressure, and as I'm going to change time frames here, I'm going to drop into an intraday time frame. You can actually see in here in this intraday time frame where there's an inverted head and shoulder. This is an hourly time frame. Here's still that downward pressure that we were talking about. Big fat support zone 2000. Next support zone here 1980. But keep an eye on those support resistance zones through here, these little intraday support resistance zones, and that general downward pressure. But this inverted head and shoulders right here is kind of where we're seeing the market's pressure into the open. Now, as the opening bell gets a little bit closer, we'll see if it's been trickling down or if it's been trickling up. But keep an eye on that. That'll give you a good idea which way the market's heading. These could be very critical technical points for the market to break. And I would say, hey, if we see it powering through here, we can be very cautiously bullish. But if we see it give up and come down and start trading below 2000, below 1980, those would lead us to definitely be very definitely would want to take action to the bearish side. So that being said, go Bulls, go Bears. Have a great week in the markets. I'll have more to post this week. And we look forward to seeing you in the clubhouse, TackleTrading.com.